Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my show, CryptoXpres, where it's my goal to keep you up to date with what's going on in the market so you can act fast, beat everybody to the chase, and make as much money as possible. That said, in today's show, there's so much to cover. The recent Fomc updates from the Fed regarding quantitative easing or inflation, the effect it will have on Bitcoin and the crypto market at large. We're going to go over recent news from Coinbase. And man, there's just so much to cover in today's video. So without further ado, let's get started. Please like and subscribe, and let's go. All right, so as promised, recently the SEC delays making a decision on the Hashdex and ARC Ethereum ETFs. So some are afraid that this is going to have a negative impact on altcoins because altcoins tend to rally after Ethereum rallies, and everyone was hopeful that Ethereum's ETFs would be approved. And now with the delay, everyone's like, oh no. And based on my research and the resources I have, basically those that were going to sell in short Ethereum have already done so, and those that are holding Ethereum, they're holders. So I don't think it's really going to have any major impact on ETH, and definitely not in preventing altcoins from rallying, which I believe the time is now. I have every reason to believe, based on all my research today and the conversations I've had, that the bull run is here. We are entering phase 2. I promised I would let you know as soon as possible. We are entering phase 2. It's about to get fast and furious, I believe, within starting this next week. So this is our last chance. And I just hope and pray that if you're seeing this video, you are locked in, you have your spreadsheet, you're tracking the tokens that you're going to invest in, you have your game plan, because I'm telling you, once we go full throttle and it's fast speed, you're going to be spinning, you're going to be seeing dollar signs, and you're going to be panicking because you're going to be losing money and you're not keeping up. You can't be spread across everything. You have to choose which narratives you're going to follow, which means, like, is it AI? Is it gaming? Is it meme coins? What's your strategy? Are you going in aggressive? Are you going in conservatively? Are you somewhere in the middle of the road? Let me know in the comment section. What is your approach? How are you dividing up your investment money? And ask me questions. I have access to phenomenal resources, and if I don't have the answer, I'll definitely find it for you. So it is time, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I really want to say. Next, for those of you that have not been up to date with what's going on in the market, essentially, and you can go Google this, but I want to spare you the time today. The SEC has subpoenaed, which means they have gone to question. They're questioning Ethereum for being, they're taking them into that conversation on whether or not Ethereum is a security, which is crazy because Ethereum's futures have already been approved since a year ago. So that's a little crazy, and that is what this tweet is all about. As you'll notice, I'm on the upper, left-hand screen today because I had problems with my recording studio, and so we just have to roll with it. Anyway, I kind of like it being higher up. That said, I hope you can always see what I'm seeing, but it's this whole rant. Go follow him, Brian Kintens, and he goes on to explain, this is where he says, when the SEC allowed ETH futures, ETFs, to trade on its regulated security exchanges, it explicitly acknowledged the status of the underlying ETH as being a non-security and outside of its jurisdiction. So this whole tweet, I really encourage you to go read it. He's head of global policy. He's a former CFTC commissioner, really great resource. Go check him out. But he's basically, come on guys. That's why also many in the crypto space believe that the SEC, or the government is after Ethereum now, and it's going to be, giving it a hard time. And, others believe that the general crypto market is being a little dramatic, and that's not what's going on. I'm not going to comment on that because it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters to us here today is how we invest our money and how much money we can make. So I'm going to just skim right over this, but I'm just letting you know what's going on in the market. It's not going to have any impact on altcoins. There's so much bullish news. The Bitcoin halving is like 29 days away. I don't have it in front of me. Countdown is here. I will share a snippet of a really good part of Ivan on Tech's video from today where he explains basically, I'll get to it in a second, but you know, there's prior to every bull run, there's about a 4-week period of what we call either consolidation or he calls it dancing today. But then after those 4 weeks, you know, Bitcoin and the market tends to pop off. So, but we'll get into that in a second. But I just want to continue to go over important news that really sets the tone for why I believe the crypto market is about to pop off and why it's time to put in your bets now. So this is the next piece of next big piece of news is that BlackRock, you know, like the world's largest like real estate conglomerate, it's richer than like several nations of the world combined, is what I know of BlackRock. BlackRock today, maybe yesterday at the time of this video, depending on when you see it, has unveiled its Build fund where it's tokenizing assets. It's a tokenized asset fund on Ethereum. This is why I'm not worried about this whole SEC delay of, you know, specific funds request to have an ETF, an Ethereum ETF, because BlackRock, that's like arguably, you know, as wealthy as many nations, is going to be, it's already seeded or funded its Build asset fund on Ethereum. This is not going to bring mass adoption, tons of awareness and eyeballs and just business, right? Transactions to Ethereum, like it is. So, you know, that's why I'm still very bullish on Ethereum. So if you're holding Ethereum bags, you're going to do well, but keep in mind that Ethereum is massive and it has massive market cap, which is just the token price times how many tokens are circulating in the market. So you're not going to make so much, like so many gains on your Ethereum, but it is important to have. I personally see Ethereum more so as gas and I have a small bag, but that's not where you're going to make a lot of money. Okay. But it's wise to have a bag. That said, given BlackRock is in the business of assets, real estate, this just quickly leads me to want to mention a project that should be in your blue chip or your long-term investment bucket, because Larry Fink mentioned this in like a previous video, but he's extremely bullish and extremely confident on the tokenization of assets in general. And this crypto project called Ondo is doing just that. It's, can you see my screen? Ondo is building the next generation of financial infrastructure to improve market efficiency, transparency, and accessibility. I am definitely going to be pouring 5-10% at a time of my gains as the market starts pumping like crazy. Remember to take profits always, like protect yourself and your money into Ondo, because it just makes sense. So this is Ondo for you. This is Ondo's chart at CoinGecko. Ticker is Ondo, ONDO. It's sitting at 74 cents. It's been green despite market volatility. 24-hour chart, 7-day chart. It's doing good. And its market cap, you know, is considering what it is, and that BlackRock is now entering to become a major player in the crypto sphere. This is not so expensive considering BlackRock. I don't have BlackRock's market cap, but I know it's like in the billions. So if you just compare, you know, like a 1 billion market cap to the wealth of BlackRock. I don't want to do it right now because my internet might lag and I don't want to bore you with the lag. But this is a project I'd encourage you to go check out and consider. It's not financial advice, but consider looking into as a blue chip to invest in, because that's what you want to do, right? Real world assets. You'll hear it again and again. You know, the abbreviation is RW. Rand Neuner put this on his list from like 2 days ago in his video. This is one of the narratives that's going to be hot now that we're seeing institutional inflows and now BlackRock's news. Crypto is going to start to, you know, like touch, I say touch, it's going to start to infiltrate real world markets, and assets, as we just saw with BlackRock's news, are next. So Ondo, I'm extremely bullish on, go check them out. And then the next big piece of news is about the Fomc. I thought I would start off with a quick definition, but yesterday or 2 days ago, time of this video, is when this happened. It's the Federal Open Market Committee from the Federal Reserve, right? That basically controls the money in the US. Had its meeting, and the takeaways were basically that the government is going to start easing, or quantitative easing. It's going to start easing. It's going to start raising interest rates, which is going to raise inflation. But what happens historically, before I play this video from Ivan on Tech, is that even though inflation is a bad thing because it devalues our money, and it's going to cause a bad situation because it's going to make borrowing money easier to people that can't really pay their bills. So it's going to open the range for loans, basically. And this is going to welcome money or people that shouldn't be allowed to get these loans. And so then it causes people to default, right, later on. That's what the reasons behind what drove the whole .com bubble pop, several market bubble pops. That rhymes. But anyway, let's listen to what Ivan on Tech has to say. It's quite knowledgeable. I'd encourage you to go follow his channel as well. But this is his bit on this.
Listen, I'm bullish Bitcoin. And most people were saying, oh, what about the Fed, FOMC? What will Powell say? Let's debate. This is the craziness people go through in this market. They debate every word that Powell said. They dissect every single word. They look under a microscope. What did Powell say? Is it hawkish? Is it dovish? It's a waste of time. It's a charade for plebs, I told you. The only thing that matters in this market is that Tether is printing. That matters. Especially if you've been through the last bull market, you know that if they print, it's gonna pump. That's it. Don't overcomplicate it. It's super simple, actually. It's very simple. Next, if Bitcoin is in a fat bullish trend, that matters also. And that's why if you use the money line and you are part of Morales Money Pro, for you it's super easy. You see that it's green. When it's green, you don't sell. When this is green, you don't sell. It's super simple. Now, obviously, we'll still have to see what's going to happen. Are we going to smash all-time high and really show to the market, listen, all-time high is gone. Like this 70K all-time high from last cycle we're trying to breach, it's gone. Like, are we going to say that? There's a good chance we're going to say that in the coming week, which will go to like 80K. And I think that's the next move. We pump through 70K, we go to 80K. Because that would really be a signal to the market that, listen, no more 70K.
So I'm just going to pause it there, but basically, like, the takeaway from this whole video and the news from today and from other top traders that I follow as well is that Bitcoin, this is what I was saying earlier, before it tends to like take off, right, go into a massive bull run, there tends to be a 4-week consolidation period where Bitcoin just goes up, down, up, down, up, down, is what we are coming out of now. Just as we get this massive news from BlackRock that it's already seeded. I think it's like $100 million, something like that. It's already seeded its fund on Ethereum. Okay. Not just that, but we have Coinbase's extremely bullish news, which is essentially, Coinbase that has 100 million registered users. They are building on a native smart wallet that allows normies or normal people to trade on chain seamlessly without storing any seed phrase or password, any of that. They have their own layer too. So Coinbase, what is really interesting about Coinbase as well, what we're finding out, so we have these massive giants in the crypto space that are making serious moves. And then we have giants from the Web 2 or normie, like traditional finance world, also making moves into crypto, like BlackRock. And so with all of this news, it tells us, plus the charts that clearly indicate we are in the last phase of this consolidation period before Bitcoin, historically in the 3 previous bull runs, pops off. But catch this news too, that I don't know how any of us missed, but it says Coinbase Derivatives LLC, right? It's incorporated company, quietly filed certifications with CFTC to list US regulated futures for Dogecoin, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash. So I'm just letting you know you're welcome for this insider information. It's all over Twitter too, but you have to know who to follow. So I'd encourage you to follow me, just quickly. This is me. So you can get your top news, because this is who I am following. You have to know who to follow. You know, I saw a tweet that says, like, if you're in tech and you want to be the best, you move to Silicon Valley in California. If you're in markets, you move to New York to be near Wall Street, right? If you want to be an actor or in Hollywood, you move to Hollywood. Well, in crypto, to make it, you have to be plugged in. Like, the market is happening on Twitter, but you have to know who to follow. Otherwise, you're just going to be like completely like distracted and led astray. So follow me and then go follow everyone I'm following, and then read my news. I'm letting you know on everything that's happening. So this is some massive news from Coinbase. Interesting, huh? So we can expect some action from Dogecoin, which I have already been talking about and telling you is the blue chip. It's the Bitcoin of meme coins, Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash. And guess what? Bitcoin Cash also rallied. Where are you? Let's search for it. This is where you can go. I love banter bubbles. This is Rand Neuner from Crypto Banter's tool, which I extremely like. I very much so appreciate. You can download the app too. But let's search for What is it? What's the abbreviation? It's Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash. Yeah, BCH. So this is it on the weekly. But look on the it pumped. And in the month, look at that. It's going up. I haven't been the biggest Bitcoin Cash fan. Frankly, I didn't know that much about it. But on the hourly, look at that. So I'm not recommending anything, but I'm telling you to take a look. You have to follow the news and follow where the money's going. Bitcoin Cash not only has pumped, as has Sui, which we're going to talk about, as has Aptos, we're going to talk about, Phantom, and then there's another one that I don't know if it's listed yet. Are you here? Base. It's not listed yet, but we're going to talk about Base too. Anyways, that's your news on where the money's moving, where the news is going, because that's what makes things pump. Of course, you know. Anyway, we're going to talk now about Aptos. Aptos has shown, as I just showed you on the screen a moment ago, Aptos has been quite bullish. The week has been a bit volatile, yeah. But in the last month, look at that. Beautiful. It's very dramatic. It's steady, you know. And on the hour, great. Aptos. So it's all about this narrative of a move. It's a new programmable language that was actually built. I covered this in a previous video. You can go check it out. I have a video just on Sui, and I'm going to be making more tutorials. And I'm going to be honing in, which means focusing, right, on specific crypto projects that I'm specifically bullish on, just so you are more like well prepared and confirmed on which projects you're investing in. Anyway, so it's all about this narrative move, which was it's a programming language that seems to be hot because both Sui, as I'm showing on my screen, which has also been doing good on the last 24-hour chart, and the 7-day, look up here we are, is all based on this language called Move, which, as I was trying to say, was created or written as part of Facebook, at the time called Facebook's team that was behind, what was it called? Diem in Libra. It's that developer team. And they spun off and took the programming language with them, or they improved on it. I don't know all those details. But this is the language that's driving, is one of the strong narratives in crypto right now. So I've covered it before, but I'm all the more just re-emphasizing why I'm bullish on Sui and Aptos. Because not only have they been doing well, but great narratives, and all the biggest people in crypto are supporting them, which means they're going to pump, you know. That said, this brings me to Cetus protocol, which is the DEX, or the decentralized exchange for Sui. This might be interesting for you guys. Go do your own research. But the reason why it's interesting is because basically it'd be a way for you to monetize off of Sui's entire ecosystem. So if we know the programmable language Move that's behind Sui and Aptos is the hot narrative this bull run, then we know it's DEX, right? It's decentralized exchange is probably going to do very good too, and it has been. Look at this chart, last 24 hours, last 7 days. Like, go check them out, considering all this is quite cheap still, all of these. All right, this is their website, just so you know you're on the right website for the right project. This is what they look like, Cetus, okay? Next, this reemphasizes what I was talking about a minute ago, and this is what BlackRock's news really emphasizes as well, is what I was trying to explain to you a moment ago, which is real-world assets. And this is regarding Coinbase's announcement to be chosen, see on my screen, to be chosen as a key infrastructure provider for BlackRock to securitize its tokenized investment fund. So not only has Coinbase, you know, like 2 weeks ago gone and secretly filed to make Dogecoin, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash, you know, like bring it on its network, but it's also going to be the, you know, preferred infrastructure provider for BlackRock that's going to be building on Ethereum. So far we're bullish on Ethereum to the degree depending on your risk appetite and investment style. If you're conservative, Ethereum's a good play, but you're not going to make so many multiples. You're not going to make so much money, but you still are, okay? And I'm not a fortune teller, but I'm just telling you, regardless, the news is very bullish for Ethereum. I would say bullish for Ondo, like I was saying a moment ago, because it's all about the tokenization of assets. And this is something that the Fed and the SEC and Larry Fink are all bullish on. So I think the money's going here, and considering that this price is not expensive, considering its potential, if you compare it to BlackRock's total value, right? All right, so news, unbelievable news. That's sad. We're going to talk about Base now. I have mentioned Base twice in my previous videos, but what's interesting, and I don't have it for you to show right now, unfortunately, but if you go follow Kyle Chasse, let me just show you over here. But if you go follow Kyle Chasse's YouTube channel, his video from yesterday, this one, he talks about a special tool, which I will let you go find out for yourself. It's not the longest video, or go to the timestamps to find out. But basically in this video, which I'm telling you which one it is, he basically, through a specific tool, demonstrates that volume, liquidity, is moving from the Solana ecosystem into Base's ecosystem. Unbelievable. And because crypto and making extreme gains is about, depending on if that's what you're into, which I imagine you are, but then you have to be ahead of the narrative. So what I'm giving you right now is gold. You're welcome. Based on this fact that you can go find in Kyle Chasse's last video, this one, all right, the last one from yesterday or 2 days ago, we know that volume and liquidity is moving into the Base ecosystem, which tells us Base is probably going to be very huge this bull run. I'm personally going to be allocating a nice little chunk into Base, because if that's where the money's going and it happens to have memes on it, then we can assume meme season on Base is going to be huge too, right? Coinbase has 100 million users that they're onboarding onto the network. You will be looking for the top Base memes to buy. I wouldn't fade, I wouldn't ignore it. So you're welcome. I hope people didn't drop off before getting this news, and if they did, then that's on them. You can always join my Telegram community. I have an alpha group and I share this intel in there before my videos. So you're welcome. So these are the top base ecosystem holdings. GB, real world assets, Normie, the meme coin, which I also grazed over lightly in like 4 videos ago. Meme coin. Of course that was gonna fly, it's funny. INF, real yield, and Brett, the meme coin. So this is what this guy, the wolf of crypto streets, is saying. Okay, so do your own research always, but go check them out. Go check out their volume. Go check out their ecosystem. Go check out Kyle's last video because he talks about this tool, which I don't have it for you. You have to go dig it up. And it basically shows you how much every meme coin, how many viewers and visitors it's getting, which is an indicator of its popularity, you know. So you're welcome. And next, let's take a look at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin sets the tone for everything. And Bitcoin has been rallying, you know, but if we were to zoom out, which unfortunately I can't completely do on Bybit, and I don't have my TradingView account on this email account that we're using right here, but it doesn't matter. Basically, in the long run, if we zoom in here, Bitcoin has been rallying. That's all we need to know. And the previous all-time high is now the new support or baseline from which we bounce. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. So altcoin season is going to follow next. Actually, first ETH is going to follow, then altcoin season, then the memes. That's how the money rotates. So be ready. And the last bit of bullish news is that the 10% of surveyed fund managers that live and breathe the market, so they know how big Bitcoin is and how big of an impact it's here to make in the global markets and the world at large, say that they are longing Bitcoin, or rather they say that longing Bitcoin is currently the most crowded trade or most popular trade. So we're very early. See, and then this is just a breakdown, a friendly reminder that, you know, Bitcoin has been bearish in a bearish triangle for 7 years. This is a bearish triangle for 7 years. From the time BTC broke through its all-time high with strength, altcoins have performed Bitcoin in 2017 and 2021, which basically is just saying we're about to break out. That said, a quick word on Paid Network. Go check them out on Twitter. They did an AMA today with its founder, Kyle Chassé, and I know there's a lot lined up for them. They have a model unlike any other launchpad. Some of the biggest backers like Alex Becker, like, oh my gosh, just so many different KOLs or thought leaders or influencers that they're really gonna fly. And I know they have some big news lined up, so I'd encourage you to go check them out. And with that said, that's the end of today's video. I hope you gained some value. I will be sharing my spreadsheet from all the top tokens per category. And then I'm also going to be explaining in my upcoming videos the difference between the different types of crypto tokens, narratives, what this even means, and answering top questions on like how to navigate the crypto space, top tools to use, top dexes, like how to use them, just top questions. So let me know what your questions are and I will be very, very happy to cover them in an upcoming video. All right, that said, be safe, put your bets in, time is ticking. Go watch the rest of my videos if you want to know which tokens are the best bets. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ciao.